The beads are in. It's raiding time.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I don't really know what that means, but sure, why not? Fuck it, right? Anyways, this guy here, Dr. Lupo, we got to talk about the drama surrounding him and his recent appearance at a chess tournament where unfortunately he decided it'd be a good idea to pull a page from his old friend Dr. Disrespect's book. He stuck his grubby little hands in the cookie jar, we'll say, ventured a little too far down the rabbit hole. Look, he wasn't trying to fuck kids or anything like that, nothing crazy like that. Whoa, let's settle down. No. He just cheated, okay? He cheated in a chess tournament, and the discourse that's taken place primarily over on Twitter has been pretty insane and pretty fun to watch. So I figured we could go ahead and talk about all that today. So yeah, honestly, let's just roll this shit. I'm sure it'll be oh so educational as always. So this article we're going to go over today comes from none other than Dexerto. It says, on April 30th, Dr. Lupo, a 650 rated player, faced off against YouTuber Wolfie Glick, who holds a 1340 rating in the $100,000 tournament. Viewers noted that after an early blunder where Dr. Lupo left his queen unprotected, he proceeded to play the remainder of the game flawlessly, executing moves many considered atypical for a player of his skill level. Viewers also observed that he appeared to glance between monitors during critical moments, suggesting possible external assistance. Initially denying the allegations, Dr. Lupo posted on X, literally explained it all on stream as I was playing. Didn't cheat, had a good game, and got rolled the rest of the day. So a couple of things I want to point out here. So I'm by no means a chess grand wizard or whatever. I don't know too much about the sport or anything like that. So don't take my opinions here at face value, don't regard them as gospel or anything, but I do want to point out a couple of things that I thought when initially seeing this article. So apparently Dr. Lupo is a 650 level player. I have no fucking clue what that means, but I do know that this other guy here, this Wolfie character here that he's playing against is a pretty big player in the chess scene, at least from what I understand and what I've been reading online. And he's a much higher level. He's like a 1350 or something. And so in my mind, correct me if I'm wrong, but Dr. Lupo here is a 650. He's kind of dog shit, right? Like he's kind of washed when it comes to chess here, at least in juxtaposition with these other freaks. So, don't come at my head, you chess players out there for me talking shit, because I'm not. I'm just saying, like, compared to him, he's like eons better than Lupo. That's all I'm trying to say. But if that is the case, there's no way bro is coming back from losing a queen, right? Especially against someone significantly better than him. Because like I said, I play chess for fun sometimes. And I won't lie, if I lose my queen, it's fucking over, bro. I'm flipping the goddamn board like I'm Mac from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But like seriously, I'm fucked without my queen, man. And I think many other casuals could agree with that and maybe even perhaps relate to that. But the reason I say this is because there were a metric shit ton of morons over there on Twitter defending this guy for some reason, right? Probably just because of who he is, right? Everybody's got their fanboys, their dick suckers. I get that. But people were genuinely defending this dude as if he did nothing wrong. And what I think is really weird about that is this article fails to mention that this was not only a paid tournament, but it was for charity, bro. So this dude's out here cheating in an event that's meant to help people, right? That's meant to be charitable. Like, come on, dog. It's time to pack it up at this point, right? I mean, I do know my local McDonald's is actually currently hiring. I think it's about time this dude goes and flips my McDouble and fries. And I swear to God, if he tries to tell me the ice cream machine is broke, I'm seriously gonna... I don't know. Point is, I don't see anyone coming back from something like this. But let's keep reading. Felix over on Twitter says he cheated no matter what he says. Blunders queen, thinks for 2 minutes, plays 25 consecutive engine moves with consistent time usage, cannot explain thought process behind any of the highly complex ideas, cheated and got caught, get over it. To which Dr. Lupo responds, literally explained all of it on stream as I was playing, didn't cheat, had a good time, and got rolled the rest of the day. And so this is where it's pretty crazy because, again, you don't have to be like a chess master to understand that the possible number of moves you could make are like infinite, right? I think when people think about chess, they think like, oh, you have like a handful of moves to select from. And a lot of people, I think it's easier than it really is, right? No, there are like an infinite number of moves, especially when you start talking things like sequences and, from start to finish. And so the fact that this guy is dumb enough to lose his queen that quickly, makes such a critical error. Because again, the queen is like the number one piece you want to protect, besides, of course, the king. So bro just throws that in the trash within 2 minutes. And we're supposed to all sit here and believe that, though he's capable of that, he's also simultaneously capable of making 25, what this guy refers to as like perfect moves, right? And this guy does make a very good point. Like, Dr. Lupo, in a very poor, piss poor attempt, tries to explain his moves, but it ends up just coming out as word salad and just overall nothing. And it's kind of embarrassing to watch, to be honest. Like, you can tell this dude has no idea what he's talking about.
Okay, so right here, I had to make the choice to sack the pawn, because no matter what, it was just going to go bad really quick.
Thank you, Kanye. Very cool. Like, what, bro? What the fuck are you going on about? As someone who doesn't really understand the ins and outs of the game, can I be the first to say that this definitely helped me understand the mindset, bro? This is some thought-provoking shit. This is some real inside the mind type shit here. I'm just learning so much, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. This is literally just word salad and a bunch of nothing. It doesn't provide any sort of substance or any sort of reasoning as to why he did what he did in the game. And overall, it just doesn't help his case at all, man. And I think it's just so interesting to me. Like, though this doesn't really give us an inside the mind, at least in regards to the game and his thought processes, it does take us inside the mind of cheaters, right? Like, they really be out here just thinking we're a bunch of fucking morons, man. Like, this dude really thought he wasn't gonna get caught. He would have done way better for himself had he just shut the fuck up, man. But, here we are. I'm seriously so dead, man. These people really don't understand how easy it is to tell that someone's cheating, to tell that something's just a little bit off if you're paying attention. But now that we have the sort of prequel to all of this, if you will, out of the way, we can really start to dive deeper into some of the drama. So next, we're going to go ahead and take a look at Lupo's initial response to the cheating allegations, and then we can discuss.
People coming in saying that you cheated against the wolf guy, okay? I got another guy on YouTube as well saying I cheated. What I missed? Who called Lupo a cheater? Probably Wolfie's chat. He said, I looked at my left side every time before making a move. The impulse of looking at chat. Oh, okay, dude. I don't know, man. Hey, Chess Kryptonite on the YouTube side. Listen, man. If you want, you can watch back through. That's fine, dude. People are saying he's looking at his left monitor. I naturally just... Here, I can even hit the button for you. This is what my monitors look like, dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I beat your boy. It was one game. It was 2 games. I mean, the first one I got lucky on. Coming back after losing the queen. I'm not great at chess. I had a really good couple games. I'm not trying to play the pity card, dude, but it sucks seeing the chess.com chat. Between games, I'm pulling it up. People fucking being dicks, They're accusing you of using chat? I don't think so. I don't really know what they're accusing me of doing. You guys are on my left monitor, but I hide you when I'm in a game. Besides, when I was practicing, I saw some of the shit y'all were recommending, and it was bad. You have an engine up on the other screen spitting out the best moves? Those take forever to do stuff, though? We're on a time limit. The best way to keep somebody interested is after they play a fucking good game to just come in and shit talk. That's good.
So let's go ahead and break this down, man. There's so many takeaways here. So first and foremost, how can you be so shitty of a human being to the point where you'll even bring yourself to cheat in a charity event? Like, that's truly the craziest part, that like this event was for charity, but to also take it a step further and to also gaslight people, including your own fans, by continuing to lie, even after you've been caught. Like, he's been caught at this point. Like, you'd think he would just, like, throw in the towel or whatever, but he just keeps dragging it, man. It's kind of insane. Like, this shit has to be so embarrassing. Like, I don't even know how you can come back from something like this, truly. How can you even come back to your fans that have honestly, put their trust in you, put their time, their money, and even their perception of this guy into him? Like, that's honestly just so sad. And I think this is something that happens far too often, in the streaming world and the content creation world and all that. But I also want to talk about his actual defense here. Like, it's honestly one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. So one of his main defenses is that, oh, you see, guys, you see this monitor right here? This is what my monitor looks like. I couldn't possibly be cheating, as if he didn't just like close out of all the cheating software or like close out of the, I think they refer to it as an engine. I'm not super versed in all this, but essentially in simplest terms, it just provides a play-by-play of like the best moves you could make. It gives you an unfair advantage, right? Because it's essentially like AI is playing for him and just giving him the best move. It's cheating, right? And it's honestly something that you'd be able to quickly hide from view, right? And so the fact that he comes out here, trying to use that as a legitimate defense, expecting us all to believe it, is just absolutely insane. Like, oh, you know what? Shit, my bad, bro. My fault, gangster. What a terrible, terrible defense. And kind of like I was saying earlier, like he really thinks we're stupid, but you can tell that he's cheating, right? Because if you start to really pay attention, you realize pretty quickly that his story has changed like 3 or 4 times up to this point. Because first it was, oh, I just got lucky, bro. Had a couple of good games, and then I got mopped rest of the night, right? Like I was saying, nothing up on this monitor, bro. But then later on, he says this over on Twitter. He says, regarding chess.com PogChamps tourney, had a ton of fun playing, but have decided to drop out of the event to help maintain competitive integrity for those involved, as well as the tourney organizers. Having the main stream up on my left monitor over the course of the day today to watch other games being played led me to getting move information I shouldn't have had for a game. That's on me and no one else. That's my fuck up. I apologize. You'd think I'd know better, but here we are. So I just love how, after that clip we saw where he's like, I don't want to come up with like some sort of sob story or play victim, but then he proceeds to do exactly that. I guess if that's cheating, I'm caught. Oopsies daisies. Like, again, just downplaying the severity of the situation and continuing to gaslight everybody, fabricating some bogus story about how he like genuinely didn't know he was cheating. So he goes from not having anything on his monitor to essentially now looking at other gameplay and learning other moves from the other players, right? Which it's like, you really expect us to believe that? But then he even goes as far to include his chat in all of it, which is honestly just pretty pathetic. I mean, essentially he's using his chat as pawns, pun fully intended there. But like, bro, this is honestly just so textbook. This is ducking accountability 101 at its finest. Technically my chat is also to blame. I'm not the only scumbag here, right? That's essentially what he's saying. But then after playing the victim, eventually realizing, we know there's no way he was able to, just conveniently sift out all the right moves with a chat full of nonsense, trolling, and overall community banter. I mean, take a look at this screenshot here. This is a random screenshot that I found, and yet I'm supposed to sit here and believe that he was able to just find all the correct moves when people are just yapping nonstop in the chat. But this is when it's really getting crazy. So for the sake of the video, I'm not gonna go too crazy into this, but I just want to kind of quickly read his last tweet regarding the incident here. So he says, I screwed up big time. The internet has been right basically since the beginning, and it's taken me multiple waves of self-reflection and internal fighting to get to the point where I can fully admit fault without holding back. I lied to the internet repeatedly. I cheated and betrayed the trust of countless people that believed in me. Viewers, family, friends, everyone. People keep asking me why I did it. I think I did it for a false sense of validation to convince myself that I could win when clearly I shouldn't have. It was disrespectful to the entire online chess community. I was stupid enough to not even consider the consequences of what I was doing, and I accept those consequences now because I deserve it. And then he proceeds to insert that corny cliche, oh, I deserve the hate that I'm receiving. That little sob story there. Just one more chance to play the victim. Blah, blah, blah. We've heard it all before. But this is where it gets really wild. I talked about mental health on stream yesterday morning because that stuff is very real for me. I'm restarting therapy this afternoon. I found someone through Sonder Mind that was available almost immediately, which was nice. I clearly have a problem with honesty to myself and to those that care about me. Anyone that I associate with, I betrayed your trust. I hope one day people blah, blah, blah. And that's pretty much it, right? But we got a couple of things to talk about here. So, like, this is a pretty, in my opinion anyway, I believe that this is a pretty genuine apology, right? But it's like, you have to understand that, like, bro, you really expect us to believe you didn't plan on going in here to cheat in a charity event, right? Like, I think anyone that can bring themselves to do that has way more fucking problems than you're kind of leading on here. And speaking of fucking problems, right? He's talking about how he's seeking therapy because of all this. Like, I promise you, bro, it is not that deep. You're just making yourself look even more stupid. But it is kind of crazy to consider all this because I don't know. I won't get too much into the drama here, but essentially, Dr. Lupo in the past has been known for like ruining people's streaming careers based off of false bans over on Tarkov. And so Dr. Lupo, he went on this like rampage of like destroying people, right? And he was a big advocate for, oh, you know, no cheating in video games, you know, it's fucked up. But then he goes on to do this. It just comes to show you, man, that some of the people that be talking the loudest, you know, they've got skeletons in their closets. But it just really also begs the question, man, like, how many people are out here cheating in video games for prize money? You know what I mean? Like, this is potentially life-changing money, you know, $100,000, especially for charity. Like, bro, that could change the fucking world we live in, and bro's just out here cheating. It's kind of insane, right? And this dude has a family, right? He's got a live streaming career. This dude has something to lose, right? Which just makes you think, like, how many other people are out here cheating with nothing to lose? I think the cheating problem is way worse than you would expect. And I don't know. This Dr. Lupo situation is just so unfortunate because it really kind of, all it really tells us is that people don't give a fuck. Like, if they want to cheat, if they want to cheat the system, you know, steal money, you know, steal people's time, and honestly just ruin the gaming ecosphere, like, they're going to fucking do it. It doesn't matter if they've got reputations to uphold, you know, families to support. They're going to do it, man. And I don't know. It's just a real shame. But just kind of closing out the video here. Lupo, you suck, bro. I can't stand cheaters in video games. And it's like, bro, of all the times to cheat, you're going to cheat during a charity event, bro. I don't know. I thought it was a pretty good apology overall. But, like, the fact that, like, how did it get to this point? Like, how are you going to gaslight people? How are you going to play the victim just for you to end up giving a full apology here? It almost kind of makes a genuine apology seem very ingenuine and disingenuous. And it's like Kanye said, man, don't ever fix your lips like collagen when you go end up apologizing, right? But that's pretty much it for the video. I appreciate y'all watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like rating, subscribe to the channel for more commentaries just like this. Leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what y'all have to say about this. And until next time, guys, this is Runter. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.